Shalom, all praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Alawakodash, double honors unto the elder apostles, a great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, I wanted to do a video about Deuteronomy 28 because we're always going into old scriptures and just finding out new ways to explain stuff to make it easier for others to understand, starting with the Israelites, of course, and even the heathen nations that want to disagree with us, claiming to be the Israelites, and which is a rightful claim, right? So it says here, Deuteronomy 28 and 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up high, shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And that's exactly what is happening to our people. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. That's exactly about, our people. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And what is the voice of the Lord? The voice of the Lord is Daniel 9 and 10. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord, Yahweh, our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. So that's the voice of the Lord, men, that are coming in his name. So it says here 46, Deuteronomy 28:46. And they shall be upon thee, these curses shall be upon thee, for a sign and for a wonder. This is the reason why we know that we are the Israelites, because of all these curses. Pardon. And upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, housing, money. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he had destroyed thee. Now when you put in yoke of iron upon thy neck, the first things that you get, if you click images, is the southern tribes, which is the so-called, Afro people, so-called black people. But a lot of people fail to understand that the Native Americans also went into slavery, but that is not really commercially pushed out there. But it is a fact. You can watch that in the movies called, the series called, I'm gonna use all these things, by the way. All these pictures here, I'm gonna use them. You can watch that in the series called, oh, here it is, Borgias. Now, if you type in Google Borgia episode 4, then you would immediately, as you can see, wait, let me go to Google and I type it here, and then I click images, and then the first thing that you will see is the Native Americans being enslaved. And you should remember this, right, video, because maybe in the near future they will change it, like they did with the Moorish art. I already went over it in another video with the Moorish art and stuff like that. And Moors enslaving white women, I already did that. So now you can see the Native American here being enslaved, right? So this is episode 4. And then I clicked on this guy over here, which is this video. This website, the Benevolent Clicktator. And then he was talking about how this isn't funny and stuff like that. It doesn't mention it. I didn't read everything, but doesn't really mention it. They just use words as if they care. But anyway, it says also here, a mosquito killed my Moor. If you watch this episode, then you will see the Moor in Borgia's Moor. And the Moor is being played by this guy over here, which is an Arab. But we know that the Moors were actually Israelites, Moors of Spain were actually Israelites, dark-skinned men, that look more like this, that look like this, not more like this, but that look like this, dark-skinned men, woolly hair, which are Israelites. but they call themselves Moor. This is a statue in Germany, by the way. And yeah, Moor, the Moors in Spain, we were there. Moor goes back to the word moreno, which means, how you call that thing? Dark skin, you know? Right. So you had here, Moor was actually finna be married to this devil over here. And then they murdered him, by the way. But yeah, I just spilled the movie a little bit. But the Moors were in Europe, and what we was doing is we was marrying unto these Edomite females. We was marrying unto them, you know, because we were Moors. You know, we had the royal status, and we wanted a female, you know, that we wanted just different females, man. You know, so we just married them too. So it is not far-fetched that we, our people, wanted to marry into the Borgias for some kind of truce and peace type sake, which is episode 3 of season 1, right? This is episode 3 of season 1, and you will see about the Moor, right? And guess what they did to him? But you should imagine this character being replaced by, wait a minute, sorry. Where is it again? By this. You should see this. This is 100% accurate. But of course, these devils in the movies, they didn't want to make it come over as if we had some form of status and we was in those times. So they rather pick an Arab to do that. But at the same time, like I said here, concerning the Native American that was enslaved, where did I put it? Here. I have the transcript of, not the transcript, I mean, wait, let me read this first. Now it says here, I'll put the link in the description box. So they killed the Moor, you know, right? So it says here, then he changed the subject to the Spaniards, who were looking for Rome's blessings to do you know what to this new continent. He doesn't say it. This devil that wrote this article, he doesn't actually say to do the real thing. To do what? You know what? Well, that's the rape, rob, murder, right? Because the year is 1492, and from what I recall, Columbus did something to the ocean blue. Perhaps it is time to strengthen our ties to our ancestral homeland, he muses. But the point is that it was 1492, and then they went to the new continent, and that is where they enslaved the Native Americans in episode 4 of the Borgia series. So now I have pictures, right? Here. Now change rattling, of course. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. That's the sound of the slave chains. I'm not making that up. Jingle bells. That's the sound of a slave chain. Kinkity king 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 kinkity king king king. It was a Moor in slavery in chains. But anyway, so they went to this devil over here. This is the Borgia series, right? Episode 4. Right, so they kneeled him down, and funny enough, he has a little afro. But anyway, this is the guy Borgia talking on the seat here. This devil here, right? Or the Diga Borgia. We understand the Royal Spanish Highness wish us to view this savage. So they call him a savage. And by the way, this is the Dutch translation, so I have to put it over there, or over on top of it. Yes, your so-called holiness. Brought back by Christopher Columbus from the new continent, right? That's what he asked. So this shows you that you had Native Americans being transported all the way over to Spain and basically here in Europe, right? This is just one. Of course, they didn't just transport one. That would be stupid. They transported men and women and made them come over there. And of course, they forced them to breed and stuff like that to make more babies, more slaves. That's what devils do. By Christopher, okay, so it says, yes, your so-called holiness. I have heard rumors, this devil is talking now. I have heard rumors of cities of pure gold, but they call them savages, right? Of rivers running over beds of precious stones, right? Can this savage tell us of them? So he's talking about we care little for silver and gold, Cardinal Sforza. That's a goddamn lie. Again, they're lying, but they call them savages, right? Now check this out. This is a RT news clip. It's about 12 minutes long, 12:28, as you can see here. I'm gonna put this link in the description box. I actually did this video already, but my sound was not recording, which is horrible, man. Horrible. I had a lot of information out there. But anyway, I'm gonna just do it again. I'd be discouraged or something like that. I just don't feel like it. But I'm gonna do it anyway, because I felt the spirit before. And it didn't dwindle away. But anyway, let me just leave that. Now, you can try and find this on YouTube, the Truthseeker, White Minority of America. But I'm going to put it in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Now, this is an RT article from a few years ago, and this is what this guy is talking about, right? Check this out.
Horrors of Thanksgiving and
we're about to hit that stupid Thanksgiving and all that nonsense anyway, so yeah.
America as a white future, horrors of Thanksgiving and America as a white future minority. Coming up.
Far and away the most massive genocide in the history of the world. The lowest life expectancy in the West. And the year the U.S. will turn native.
Virtually none of Thanksgiving has an ounce of accuracy, notes the bestseller Lies My Teacher Told Me. The idea of Europe
Lies.
bringing civilization to the Americas, my teacher told me. The idea of Europe bringing civilization to the Americas simply flips truth on its head. This is what European explorers actually found in North America.
Far and away the most beautiful city on earth. 5 times the size of London or Rome. Great towers and buildings rising from the water. 60,000 gleaming houses, and how spacious and how well built they were. Of beautiful stonework and cedarwood, and the wood of other sweet-scented trees. The many streets and boulevards of the city were so neat and well swept, despite the multitude of inhabitants, crisscrossed with a complex network of canals, like an enormous Venice, but also remarkable floating gardens that reminded of nowhere else on earth.
While Europe was drinking water from its polluted city rivers, huge aqueducts transported America's water from fresh springs.
But what impressed most were the special merchant areas where timber and tiles and other building materials were bought and sold, as well as greengrocer streets where one could buy every sort of vegetable, fruits, honeys, nut paste and chocolates. Astonished by the personal cleanliness and hygiene of the colourfully dressed populace, and by their extravagant use of soaps, deodorants and breath sweeteners.
Most Europeans never bathed and kept clothes on at all times. The Pilgrim's Notes biographer Zini Feiner had a terrible smell. Indians tried, quote, without success to teach them to bathe. The settlers also had bad breath from rotting teeth. Death and starvation was so common that corpses were just dumped in open pits known as poreholes. Many turned to alcohol and committed suicide. In fact, the story of the first settlers has been deliberately changed, notes author James Lowen, because the truth is so shameful. They actually settled hundreds of miles further south and stayed in America because the mission was a failure. Their real aim, reports historian Robert Beverly, was to find some gold and take it back to Europe.
They was looking for the gold in the water, as I just read over there in that movie, and this is reality, because they was looking for it, right, in the waters, right? I'm gonna read that on later again.
They spent their days digging random holes in the ground, haplessly looking for gold instead of planting crops. Soon they were starving and digging up putrid Indian corpses to eat. They took some Indian prisoners and forced them to teach the colonists how to farm.
They was eating dead bodies, man. They was eating dead bodies. That's what they do. And until this day, they eating dead bodies, man. Feces and stuff like that, right?
And the meal with the natives, what?
All right, I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check that video out for yourself. But then again, this devil is calling them savages, right? So it says here, it says that we understand that the Royal Spanish Highness wish us to view this savage, whatever, brought back by Christopher Columbus from the new continent as what? As a slave, as you can see, chains, a yoke around his neck, a yoke of iron around his neck, right? I have heard rumors, now this devil is talking, as you can see the greedy face upon him, of cities of pure gold Yet it's true. Of rivers running over beds of precious stones. That is what they went there to go find. And then he says, can this savage tell us of them? And then this guy stops him and says, we care little for silver and gold, Cardinals Forza. Right? Our thoughts are with the souls of its primitive inhabitants. Primitive, I just showed you the video. That it's not true what they're saying. By the way, RT, they took it away from America, this news channel from Holland, from our bundle. They just took it away. They just gave me a notice like, hey, we're going to take away RT and you're not going to have it no more. Boop, that's it. That they just took away a news channel because these news channels be snitching on them. So it says, are the souls of its primitive inhabitants, right? Our thoughts are with the souls of its primitive inhabitants, their salvation. That's what he was talking about, and I'm gonna show you what he means with that. Now, this is a book. I forgot what book it is. I actually don't know, and I even forgot. I don't know. But then it says here the Spaniards, because we was talking about the Spaniards, right? Took babies from their mothers' breasts, grabbing them by the feet and smashing their heads against rocks, as you can see here. Bang bang. They built a long gibbet, this thing over here, low enough for the toes to touch the ground and prevent strangling. So they did it to the Native Americans, which are known as the Northern Tribes. Well, one of the Northern Tribes actually. But they also did the same thing onto the Southern Tribes, low enough for the toes to touch the ground and prevent strangling. And that's a form of torture, as they did here in the movie called 12 Years a Slave. Hanging scene. The hanging scene. What they did was, I'm looking for the tippy toes. They actually made the thing so low that he can still touch his toes, but if he actually rests, he will actually die. So this is a form of torture and torment, right? Because these devils that hung him, these devils over here, they wanted to murder him. But this devil over here came and said, hey, what are you doing to my property? You can't kill him because I'm going to miss money. I need him to work. So don't think that this devil was caring about him, because he was actually worried about his income and his money. And these devils just wanted to murder him. Right? So they hung him low enough so that his toes could touch the ground and would be a form of torture and torment, right? So now going back to over here. So it says, so they did it unto all of Israel, okay? Not just the northern tribers, because this is just one tribe, for example. They built a long gibbet low enough for the toes to touch the ground and prevent strangling, and hanged 13 natives, because this guy was talking about that. He said, our thoughts, because he said, I'm not worried about the gold and the silver. Our thoughts are with the souls of its primitive inhabitants, their salvation. And how will they give you that salvation? It says, and hang 13 natives at a time in honor of Caesar Borgia. Let me zoom it in honor of Caesar Borgia, their savior, and their version of the 12 apostles. Then straw was wrapped around their torn bodies, and they were burned alive. So they ripped them apart, and as they were alive, they burned the stuffings out of them. And there you go. And this is how they would bless the children. After they murder you, they hang your ass on your mama's belly, or your mama's thigh, whatever. Then they would come and bless you as a cardinal. That's what they was doing. And they would feed the dead bodies of the babies to the dogs. And as you can see, the dogs is already, he can't wait. He can't wait for it to be torn in pieces. He can't wait. Right? And here you can see them chasing them with dogs. Hunting them, basically. Which is their future also. We're just waiting for the judgment of the Heavenly Father. So yeah, now, and we have here an example of how knowledge of the whatever can enter the most savage beast. We know that they're not talking about the Heavenly Father, they're talking about Satan. Show us, speak. Credo in unum deum, which means I believe in one God. I looked it up, by the way. And then he said, this is the guy that plays the role of Caesar Borgia, which is Cesare Borgia, but we say Caesar. It's Cesare, but, well, they pronounce it as Cesare, tomato, tomato, right? Then this devil says to the Native American, he says, what Eden have they torn you from? So what does the word Eden mean? We already know it, but still, because the word Eden in the Hebrew means, it means paradise, a place of pristine or abundant natural beauty. And I showed you the video from here. They was in paradise. This is what they saw. These devils, when they came over there, they saw gold. They saw all these beautiful things, and they was like, we gonna rape, rob, and murder you all in order to get what you have. No European who has tasted Indian life can afterwards bear to live in our societies. Ben Franklin, right? Because he was like, God damn, these people live so beautiful. Oh shit, we have to take it over. And then they was calling them savages in the movie. He said throughout history they keep on calling the Native Americans savages. Meanwhile, they were the savages. Ben Franklin even admitted that. But you should read also these little small pop-up articles and stuff like that from RT themselves. And I'm gonna just put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself, this video, right? And of course you can see here, you can see the Assyrian thing. The Assyrian, the guy with the lion body and the human head. You can see that. So this is there's some more bullshit going on over there. I think it was Assyrian. Yeah, look at it. Now this thing. As you can see, you can clearly see that here. But this is a drawing, by the way. You can clearly see that here. This is a drawing that the Edomites did, detailing the things that happened in those days. Right, which represents, you know, that he has power, and like a lion, and he can see good like an eagle and stuff like that. But anyway, this is just symbolic. Creatures like this do not exist. Right. So when I'm going back to over here, right? Let me see what. Basically, what he's saying is, what paradise have they torn you from? And then he said, Eden, paradise. It was a paradise, your eminence, your eminence. That's what this devil said. And then this guy was like, what do you mean was? Was? Yeah, because what did they do unto them? They raped, robbed, murdered them. So yes, it was a paradise until these devils came. And Queen Isabel requested the Pope's blessing upon her American conquest to do what? Rape, rob, murder, conquer. She would instruct these savage people in the whatever, dude. I'm not gonna read that. In return for the support and stuff like that, going into politics and stuff like that. But you can watch this series for yourself. Borgias. This is episode 4, by the way, and the other one with the more, which is episode 3. And when you see that more, you should have this in mind. It was a dark skin. It was an Israelite man that was about to marry Lucretia, Lucretia Borgia. Right. So now going back to over here, where was I again? Yeah. So here, Deuteronomy 28. No, it says here. Therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. So we shall serve our enemies, which the Lord shall send against us in hunger, right? In hunger, thirst, and nakedness. And who who buys all these things? We don't own any of these things. So this already shows you that we're the Israelites. Well, This already proves that the people that call themselves Israelis are not the Israelites. You know why? Because they own everything. They own everything. Did I read this already? Yes, I did. They own everything here. Clothing owned by Amalekites. How Amalekites redesigned the fashion business. Here. I'm only going to go to the article's title. I'm not going to go into this nonsense because they was talking about the Holocaust something somewhere. I saw it. And I'm not going to read that garbage. Anyway, so yeah, basically this. And then another way of showing you that they own the clothing is because they have sexy clothing, sexy toddler clothing. Why does a section in the store exist for sexy toddler clothing? Inappropriate and sexy clothing for girls. Yes, it is inappropriate. I mean, the word sexy and children and toddler shouldn't be in the same sentence, you know? But this shows you that they are in control of the clothing, which is one of the curses. They are in, no, I don't need this one. They are in control of what? The clothing. Oh yeah, by the way, list of Amalekite American business people in retail. Clothing, they own that. Cosmetics, they own that. Food, they own that. And those are one of the curses that will come upon us, because we will serve them in hunger, thirst, and clothing, which is going into nakedness. So they got that, nakedness, they got the food, which goes into the water also. Manufacturing and distribution, this thing over here. They also own all the stores, and they own all the toys and games, and that's why you have inappropriate and let me see, inappropriate, did I put it here somewhere? Oh yeah, I already got it. Inappropriate toys for kids. Two-finger squirter. Really? Two-finger squirter. You got the Spider-Man thing over here, and then he shoots his you can drink from this. Where he puts it at his crotch. You got a microphone shaped like a penis, so you put that near your mouth. You got the Superman thing over here, and guess what? What do you think the little boys will do eventually? You know. You got all that type of crazy stuff, man. Here's where you blow at his crotch. You got all these type of crazy stuff, my man. You know what I'm saying? Because they control the clothing, toys, everything. Here is where he whips out his gun. I mean, come on, man. For real? It's not a fail. It's deliberately created like that. I mean, come on, man. Because these people are perverted. They like doing kiddie stuff. When I say kiddie stuff, I don't mean fun things. Here's where you put your mouth at for the children. That's what's up. This is how they do things. Anyway, let me see. Inappropriate books. Inappropriate books for children. Children books. Here. You already know that this is just wrong. This is just wrong. That's just wrong. You cock block. Nobody likes a cock block. Who will toss my salad? That's eating ass. Why is mommy moaning? Because she's being donkey fucked, basically. These are the things, these are the books that they are promoting unto the children. Cooking with poo, feces. And they love to cook with feces because that's one of the things that the Illuminati people do. And cannibalism. Because I just read here that they was eating the corpses of the Native Americans. Wait, where is it? Here. Soon they were starving and digging up putrid Indian corpses to eat. So they was already busy with the cannibalism since back then. And they're already busy with trying to sexualize the children. So it says here, look up, baby. Look up and see dick. See dick go up. What? See dick go up? You already know it's subliminally for having an erection. See dick go up, up, up. They're teaching the children these things. And the children are absorbing these things very, very, let me see, how you call it? Subliminally. Yeah, they're absorbing it subliminally, but a child is very smart. You can teach a child all type of languages and stuff like that. Look, Jane, look, see Dick. The ladies all want some of Jack's sweet dark chocolate. You know, these are the things that they're pushing. But anyway, they own all this, right? And that shows you that the Lord said that you will own nothing. So how can they be the Israelites? This is just one way of showing that. And they're going into eating cannibalism type things also. For example, you have here the movie called Sola, or 120 Days of Sodom. What are they doing? What are they doing? They're doing filthy stuff. This is one of the most disgusting movies you can ever find on the Illuminati thing. And they're eating feces and stuff like that. This is actually in the movies. And the guy that made the movie got murdered after the movie got released. And don't think that they're not making you eat feces also, because they are making you eat feces. For example, feces found in McDonald's, KFC, and burger. Here. It says here. It says here. Ice used at all three of the biggest fast food chains contained fecal bacteria, says scientists who carried out a test for a TV program. Branches of McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King across the country were tested for coliforms. Listen, I watch a lot of documentaries of serial killers and stuff like that. It's interesting how these people think. It's very scary. You'd be like, what the hell? Man, you got demons. You got serious demons on you to do stuff like that. But it's interesting because most of them are Edomites. Then you get to learn the mind of an Edomite, the devil. But a lot of a lot of other female killers, for example, not serial killers particularly, but female murderers, they love to poison their husbands and stuff like that. Edomites, always Edomites, love to poison their husband. Then a lot of times the husband dies, but they cannot find out what was making him sick until the clues come up and somebody says, let's test them for cyanide or whatever. And then they could find the cyanide. Because if you don't test for it, you're not going to find it. So what made this guy, this so-called scientist, decide to go out and test for coliform feces? What made them do that? Because they know, and they're playing with you. But they put it out there in the public's face so that you can see it, and you can't do anything about it. Because until this day, people go to McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King. Because that's what puppets do. That's what idiots do. That indicate products that have been contaminated by the bacteria. Right. Why are you looking for this specific bacteria? Because he knows that it's in there. The fecal matter was found in the UK. Yeah, this is only the UK they tested. I believe worldwide. Right? Can I test it? No. Why? I don't do tests. I just believe that they are the evil people upon the planet Earth, and they do things like that. And I'm going to give you other examples here in this movie. And this is based on a true story, and the guy got murdered after he made this movie. It's called Salo, 120 Days in Solemn. 100 or the 120 Days of Sodom. And you see a lot of sexual deviant, this just disgusting shit over there in that movie, man. Here you can see the female Katy Perry. She has a clip called Bon Appetit. And then you have here on Illuminati dinner Gwen Stefani, and you can see them mock eating dead bodies. Huh? Illuminati party. Okay, spirit cooking. Okay, let me type yeah, here, spirit cooking. Right here you can see her mock eating this is a mock practice of eating a dead body shaped in a cake. And then you can see here, what makes you want to put as a display, what makes you want to put a live human head while eating food? What's in the food? Why is this here? You got just people just sticking their head out and letting elite rich people eat in the presence of your head. Yes, your so-called symbolically severed head. What the hell are you doing? What's in the food? Uh, why is the food shaped in the form of a person? This female over here got devils on her too. You know what I'm saying? She got that knife, and she about to stick it into this food over here. So food shaped in the form of a female, a human being, basically a person. Here's her stabbing that thing and cutting off a piece and then eating it, of course. And then you have this devil over here, which is the spirit cooking witch. And then she has an actual living body over here laying in some kind of gooey nonsense. I have no idea what the hell is in there, but I would suggest blood and sperm, because she says it herself. Spirit cooking. Spirit cooking, right? It says here, where is it? Here. Mix fresh breast milk with fresh sperm milk. Drink on earthquake nights. Those are witch rituals, man. Those are witch rituals. Wiki Wiccan. Those are rituals of satanic things, man. And then you have here in the forest, you have naked negroids. Rip Ryan. I hope you're dead. You have naked negroids in the forests portraying for this devil witch and this dumbass devil witch. In the bushes naked. What are you doing, man? Man, I'm telling you, like, it says here. Check this out. Timothy Webster, Lady Gaga, Maria Abramovic, that's this demon over here. At the satanic spirit cooking hunt and party that Marina puts together for celebrities, or well, celebs, politicians, corporate heads, and whatever this is, etc. or something. Now, looking at the young man, a model, Ryan Singleton, being told to stand at this tree nude, obviously having sweated terribly, covered in flour, or those what? Standing over embers. They're out in the woods having enjoyed a fabulous hunt and catch for the night's dinner. Ryan's young body was found murdered right after this, with all his organs removed. He was gutted, adrenaline drained, and his soul stolen for these predators to feast upon. I don't know how true this story is, but believe me, I would not say that it wasn't true. But I don't know if it's true, because Ryan Singleton model. Oh, I saw his name. His husband? What? Is he a sodomite? Oh, shit. Oh, fucking shit. Yeah, he's a sodomite. Just looking at him, you look like a sodomite, boy. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I thought so, because he doesn't look like him. I looked at the photo. I was like, actually, he doesn't look like him, though. This guy doesn't look like him. He actually has other hair. Red Ryan. But this guy was gutted with no organs found. So guess what? he actually doesn't look like the same person. Or is it? Yo, I have no idea, my man. It could be, because I'm looking at it. Does this guy look like this guy? I don't know, man. There's a lot of misinformation going on around there, but then his corpse was missing eyes, lungs, heart, kidney, and liver. Ryan Singleton. Okay, cool. I have to dig into that then. I don't know which one is which. I gotta like analyze the faces and stuff like that. This model who I casted was not Ryan. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I got distracted for a moment. I got off track. But anyway, don't let that get past you that they don't eat dead bodies. Don't let it get past you just because of that thing that just happened over there. Where it is like, is he it or is he not it? Anyway, they're also feeding our people, everybody actually, feces. So don't think it's far-fetched that they don't eat feces. And you too. If you went to McDonald's, you probably ate shit. This is from the movie. They're feeding them all manner of crazy stuff, boy. You don't want to. I don't want to know. But here you have this guy being fed feces. Here you can see it. So they eat shit, and they dress this guy up as a girl. So you already know what the hell they're doing to him. And you have the same thing with Justin Bieber and the baby things that he be posting on his Facebook. He has to. And here you have Yummy. Yummy in the form of a pizza. Pizzagate, anybody? Pizzagate? Pizzagate? Anybody? And then Yummy is a code slang for researchers have finally cracked the secret pedophilia code. When they said, did franchise this one of the secret pedophilia tag is Yummy. Pizzagate. Anonymous bring up Pizzagate and claim Justin Bieber was what? A part of it. And he was sexually abused also. We already know these things, man. These are the things that these elite Edomites are doing unto these people. How? They're making them eat that feces thing that I just showed you. They're forcing them, man. They're putting you in a dress. This guy does not look like he wants to be there. You can actually put you can put the face of Justin Bieber there. They put his ass in pink, man. They made him dress up in pink. He had to do it. Or else. Or else. You know what I'm saying? And he has this song called Yummy. And yeah. And also the female on Katy Perry also has this this thing here, right? She also dresses up in a pizza outfit, right? Pizzagate. And she also had her head on a platter table, and she was also laying on a table so here she's being cooked in her video. The video was called Bon Appetit. Here's another thing of her in a pizza outfit, right? Here you have them dunking her in a dough, so she's finna get eaten. Here you have her here, her head severed, finna get eaten. Here you have them cooking her, finna get eaten. Here you have her finna eat because she has her fork and her knife here ready to eat human bodies. And here you have her lying on the table, finna get eaten off of and eaten, just eaten. And that all goes back to these Edomites and spirit cooking and stuff like that. So these are the things that they're actually doing. But I kind of sidetrack over here a little bit. But going back to over here. So we will serve our enemies in hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. So who controls the clothing? They do. They control the clothing, right? These Edomites. And then who controls the water? These Edomites do. So if we want water, and we need to go to them, right? So it says here, black people food shortage. Who controls the food for our hunger? What race is affected by food insecurity? Hunger hits Israelite communities harder. The Israelite community consistently faces hunger at higher rates than Edomites due to social, economic, and environmental challenges. No, just do the racism. Shut the fuck up. And also the curses that the Heavenly Father put upon us. But these devils are doing it on purpose because they hate us. I will let your enemies take care of you then. Since you don't want me to take care of you, said the Most High, I'm going to let these enemies do it to you. And guess what? They hate your guts. In 2020, 24% of Israelite individuals experienced food insecurity. That's because it was orchestrated. You know how, why? 1984. And I saw this guy, I think it was Jim Kendall or something. Orwell. 1984. Oh yeah, his name is Orwell, right? Orwell. Hey, come on, man. Here. Orwell is looking down from heaven and smiling. That's what I saw a video 3 days ago. I didn't watch it. So I was bullshit. I was just bullshit. This devil Ted Cruz exposed Biden amid Middle East policy. Now, that Orwell was the guy that wrote 1984, and what we're going through right now, especially starting in 2020 with the whole shutdown of the whole world, that's the Orwell book of 1984. That's literally what it is. And this guy's talking about that he's smiling from heaven. Who told you Orwell is in heaven? So, see, these devils. But anyway, everybody goes to heaven, but the way he says it is like he's in paradise right now, but like he doesn't deserve to be in torture chambers and stuff like that. But they're the ones that believe in hell, right? But but they still put their own race in heaven, But yeah, I hope I explained that right. I know there is no hell, but everybody goes to paradise because there's no hell. That's a Greek myth, Hades and stuff like that. Hell is here on earth, but the point is that he doesn't know that, because he's a stupid devil. The elites know, but these nothings, they don't know nothing. So they control they control everything. They orchestrate everything, right? So it says here, more than 3 times the rates of Edomite households, we experience food insecurity, right? I'm gonna put this link in the description box so you can check this video out for yourself. So yes, this is the reason, because the devil over here wants to lie. He says, yeah, due to social, economic, and environmental challenges, that's the reasons why we face hunger. No. This professor says Flint's water crisis amounts to environmental racism. That is what it is. Water and justice for Flint. Shut your monkey ass up, idiot. You have the Israelites in America starving to death, going to death of thirst, getting sick, and all that type of nonsense. They control everything and anything. They control television, film, video, games, music industry. Because it says here, Amalekites own the music industry. Now it says here, according to Israeli Jews, doesn't make no damn sense. Historian, although only 2% of the total U.S. population was Amalekite, their representation in the music industry which was much bigger, higher. And by this, they own and manage about 40%, I think it's more, of the independent record companies recording and distributing rock and roll and all that type of nonsense and stuff like that. They own the blues and the rhythm and blues. R&B, by the way. This is R&B. Now, here you have a video. The Amalekite faces that control hip-hop and mainstream music in total, not just Israelite music. There's that devil that owns everything. You see him everywhere. He has his paws in everything. And these stupid Negroids, they really think like these people love him. Love them. He's throwing up the 666. These dumbasses throwing up the Baphomet. Idiots. Anyway, it says here various record labels from more than 10 years, 30 years. So he owns everything, man. All y'all so-called black people music, he owns everything. Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations to attack us, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Extermination. Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way with the sword, by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not Yahweh. Therefore it shall be, when Yahweh thy power had given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. So, this day will come, boy. So, this scripture alone shows you that we don't own anything. And therefore, wait, let me say it differently. This scripture alone should show you that they, the Amalekites, own so many things, boy. They own the newspaper and publishing, the industry, music. They own the food, financial services, energy and mining, cosmetics, aerospace, advertising and public relations, the hospitals and stuff like that, everything. Real estate, retail, pharmaceutical company and healthcare, technology and software, television, film, video, tourism, meaning you can't get on a plane without paying them, hotels, restaurants, the food. Everything, man. Everything is what they own. These are not the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, that says that Deuteronomy 28 and 47, because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore, because we didn't do that, so therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he will put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he had destroyed thee. That is what is the truth. This is how you could find another way to explain that these people are not the Israelites. Only this verse. So yeah, let me see if I covered everything. Yeah, I didn't cover this. Then this doesn't really matter. Yeah, the Canaanites and the Amalekites were murdering us. But yeah. So basically, they own everything, and yeah, man. Let me see if I covered it. So they own the water. We need them for water. We need them for food, and we need them for clothing. Right, and those are just one of the curses that came upon our people, which showed. And oh yeah, they also own all the music, everything. Not just the music, but I was just talking about it. Coincidential, Liar Cohen. I can't even pronounce this guy's name. It's weird. Lior. I don't want to try. Liar Cohen. That's better. Great one. I like to thank this person over here. Liar Cohen. Yeah, it does spell like liar. That was funny. It does look like lie, or liar. Whoa, I didn't even see that. Now that he said it, liar Cohen. Got it. Lord willing, I'll remember that one. I think he's liar Cohen, Levi or something. That's what his name is, I think. I don't know. Because I saw it here, liar Cohen, Levi or something. Anyway. So he's global head of music. This devil has no talent whatsoever. And yet he owns all the music. And not just music, man. A lot more, man. Go look up his estate, what he owns. YouTube head of music, liar Cohen talks, mix singing, DMA, man. He owns everything. He owns everything. But then that shows you that he's not the Israelite, because the Lord said you're gonna own nothing. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. If this guy was a real Israelite, he would not be the head. But what did YouTube make him? YouTube hires Liar Cohen as global head of music. He is the head. And we are the... Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, here. Tail. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.